team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team slain the dragon.
We're back.
Alright, let's go back to 1234. Yeah, so this is right before this is right at the dragon.
Okay. You should tell me when to play it.
Alright, I'm about to play in 3.
Wait, hello?
I was hiding!
Try to trade a kill on the Caitlyn, but ultimately he falls himself. So that's 3 for 0 for blue side. Really good fight from them. Lots of kiting from them. And they're going to get a free dragon from this as well. We see Lux not even there. She's all the way top lane. Probably switch with the Jax. And blue side's just going to get a free dragon. And they might be able to get a turret from this if they all group mid. But it looks like they're going to make a play on purple side's blue buff. I think Skarner's probably just going to take this for himself. And Irelia's just doing a good job roaming. She's ahead. She's 5-0-3 right now. And the Nocturne comes in, really wants the blue buff, but he's going to fall for this. Really rough game for purple side at the moment. Looks like Ziggs gets this anyway, so Skarner's probably going to take his own. Meanwhile, Lux has been top lane. She's been pushing by herself. And I don't know if she'll actually be able to get this turret. The ult comes out to clear the minions. Looks like she might be able to. Caitlyn is near the turret. I think this turret's going to fall to Lux. So purple side does manage to get some global goal out of this. We'll see if Lux can even kill the Caitlyn by herself. But otherwise, oh, the duel from the Lux and Caitlyn. Both are very low.
They both back out.
I think if Lux didn't use her ult to clear the wave, she really definitely could have killed Caitlyn by herself. Now, Irelia's farm is actually really low. Jax has been given the chance to catch up, and now he's only 5 CS down. However, he is 6 kills down as well.
That's really going to put a hamper on any plans of like a late game Jax carry, or at least, you know, he's not going to be able to split push very well either.
For sure. But it remains to be seen how blue side decides to play it out. Also, did you do something with your microphone?
No.
You sound very quiet.
Oh.
Alright.
Sorry.
So both sides are just kind of not really grouping. Skarn is farming up. He does have the Spirit of the Lizard Elder. That's going to give him some clearing power. And really just the damage comes from his AoE and his slows. We see Irelia back top, and she's kind of farming up. She sees the Jax. She actually steals the giant golem from Jax. And Skarner's coming in, but Irelia might kill this by herself.
Oh, the ignite.
Managed to escape by the skin of his teeth. He had 12 health, or around 15 health, with after he flashed. But it looks like Skarner and Irelia are going to take this tower for themselves. The Morgana and Nocturne are up here. The binding misses. Twitch is here trying to make a play. It looks like, I don't know if Nocturne will ult. The Morgana ult comes down, but she falls before she comes out. Good Lux ult kills or bursts them down, and Skarner falls, which results in a shutdown for the Nocturne. But Irelia is still alive, and Thresh is here to provide support now. Ooh, bind from Lux misses. Isn't going to be able to get anything. Get some damage off, but Irelia's just going to go back to farming.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ziggs has just been pushing this tower.
Yeah, Ziggs has just been pushing. He got half the turret damage down on mid-inner. There's no game sound. Vivek,
Yeah,
I don't think the game sound's working. Ooh. Looking at the ward coverage, though, looks like blue side's doing a much better job. They've got quite a few wards just scattered throughout all of purple side's jungle, whereas purple side has very defensive wards, and really only 2 wards up. Now, it looks like I think blue side might be looking to just kind of group mid and get the mid turret down. It is down a half. Caitlyn has been just farming by herself bottom, and now the advantage that she had in lane, which was evened out by the Twitch, is now back in the favor of Caitlyn. So looking at the farm, Aurelia's up 6 kills and 10 farm. Skarner has the same amount of farm as the Nocturne, but he's got 3 kills. Ziggs has 30 more CS than the Lux, and Caitlyn has 20 more CS than the Twitch.
Yeah.
So huge gold deficit and huge gold advantage for blue side.
Yeah, the real scary thing is the 3,000 gold difference between Irelia and Jax. I mean, that's an entire Triforce. And Merc Treads, it seems.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got the Triforce, and now she's going for the Bilgewater. She is very far ahead, so she can actually afford to go more offensive and just kind of dive onto the back line if she so chose to.
Yeah.
And we see Jax actually pushing by himself, but as we said in the beginning, VinFX, known for his split pushing, is pushing the side lanes by himself, even though he's got the initiate potential. And it looks like blue side is just going to shove his turret down, and Ziggs throws his ult down. That's good damage. Morgana flashes in for the ult, but ultimately doesn't only stun Punk's King. Morgana falls. Jax is going to fall. Aurelia is there. Gets 1 kill by herself. And that's 4 for 0. Skarner's still pushing bottom, so that's a 5v4.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Ziggs.
Oh, the Lux almost gets the kill on the Twitch, or on the Ziggs rather. If she has her ult up, unfortunately she's not at that point in the game where she has the 30-second ults. But that was just a really good fight for blue side. They got turret, didn't lose anyone, and were able to just get away scot-free. And they're going to claim this other blue buff.
It looks like the Caitlyn takes it. I think the Skarner was reaching for it, but...
Yeah, and they do have the dragon timer, which is up right now, but they are going to be able to get this dragon. This is going to put the gold advantage another 1k or 2k higher, rather. So now blue side is 10,000 gold above red side, and they're up 10 kills as well. Good binding from the Morgana, stops the Caitlyn backing. Now looking at the items, Caitlyn's got her Affinity Edge. Twitch has his Blade of the Ruined King. Ziggs has a Athene's and a Death Cap, but he doesn't have any boots. Whereas Lux only has the Athene's, but she does have her Sorcerer Shoes.
Yep.
It looks like Nocturne actually decided to go for a more tanky build and go for Spirit of the Ancient Golem, but it looks like he's going for a Frozen Mallet.
Yeah.
If the pickaxe and Ruby Crystal are any indication.
I mean, the Frozen Mallet isn't... Oh, wow.
The double Q from the Aurelia immediately on the Nocturne, so much damage comes off. The fear pushes the Aurelia back, but I think the Nocturne's going to go down. Just full aggression from this Aurelia, who's really far ahead. And the Thresh actually DCs, but no pop from them. Ziggs ult comes down, gets good damage on the Morgana, flash away. Nasty passive from Aurelia allows her to escape. Good Satchel Charge pushes Jax back. Skarner is all the way in. On the Lux, he gets bursted down. Jax gets his first kill of the game. Resets his gold count. I think that was a bit on Aurelia for just playing a bit too aggressive, but she managed to escape just because her passive allowed her to. Her passive stacked with the Merc Treads allowed her to just escape and flash without getting hit by anything else.
Meanwhile, in top lane...
Wow. Caitlyn and Jax actually trade 1 for 1. I'm going to hit backspace once because I want to go back and see that.
I got it.
So Caitlyn gets the turret down, Jax comes down, but he's half health. He gets really good damage down on the Caitlyn, and Nocturne tries to help and get double buffs, but they get lost. So good trade for the Jax. He actually gets another kill, but Caitlyn gets a tower and a kill for herself. Now we see the Morgana recalling And Aurelia's just kind of hanging around bot side, but she's got a lot of gold on her. She's got 1,400 gold. She's going to finish her Blade of the Ruined King and maybe have enough gold for an extra pot or two.
Meanwhile, the Caitlyn is sitting on almost 3,000 gold. I mean, oh, okay, and she just bought. She got her
Straight up
Phantom
bought
Dancer.
Phantom Dancer, like one purchase.
Yeah,
And
that's
Twitch
pretty
is,
scary.
yes, Twitch only has 700 gold in his pocket, and he's not really building towards anything at the moment. He's down 2.6k gold compared to the Caitlyn.
Hmm.
And it looks like blue side is warding up around Baron, so they may be making a giant play at the moment.
They should be careful not to engage without the Ziggs, though, because all 5 members of Red Team are starting to crowd around. But they don't really have much vision of the Baron area besides the bush behind Red Buff, so...
That is true. Looks like red buff is up. I think Caitlyn might want to take that. Blue side doesn't really need to force anything at the moment. Irelia is just constantly farming. Surprisingly, her farm is really low, given the time in the game, but she's just so far ahead. Legendary Irelia, 807.
Yeah, she's been farming champions.
Yeah, she's been farming champions. She's been part of every single fight except for just one of them.
And that was the solo kill with Caitlyn and Jax.
Oh, you're right. Wow, so she's been a part of every single fight except for that. Really impressive by IPC. Given the fact that he's playing from Korea.
Yeah, probably pretty high ping. Especially in a matchup like Jax vs Irelia. Although it did help that Skarner was always there to back her up for the first few kills.
That's true, but that's a really smart strategy from blue side. When you're getting to Jax, you want to make sure he fails in lane, which puts him really far behind, which prevents him from gaining the power to just snowball and just split push by himself. Because if you put a stronger opponent in that lane against him, he can't split push because he's just going to lose. Huge wave for Irelia, but Skarner's here to take some of the farm himself. But it looks like blue side just wants to farm. Alox actually shoots her ultimate out to farm the creep waves. And it looks like both sides are just going to take things kind of slowly.
Yeah, I mean, blue team is clearly in control of this. All of their lanes are pushing, and they probably will be pushing for quite a while since they have a Ziggs who's really good at controlling those things with his ult. Meanwhile, Caitlyn is split pushing bot with Thresh warding around for her. And
wow, I completely forgot about Irelia's ability to wave clear with just her ultimate.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I mean, honestly, her ultimate isn't that useful for damage other than the heal that it gives her while she's fighting. So in that sense, it's convenient, but it does make sense to just straight up clear with Irelia's ultimate.
It's true, especially if you're doing kind of a 2-lane push.
Right.
So it looks like blue side really wants to get this mid turret down, but against the Lux and a Nocturne Q, they're not going to be able to get much.
Yeah.
Whereas we see Jack kind of pushing by himself. He's slowly getting the farm, but just not quite enough. He hasn't even completed his boots. And he's building for the Triforce first. I think blue side is just waiting for the dragon to respawn, and then they're going to grab that and then try to make a play elsewhere. Yep, dragon spawns, free dragon for blue side. Whereas Ziggs, who doesn't have his blue buff, I don't know. Blue side's not really doing anything, and I really feel like they should, given their advantage.
Ziggs should at least get the blue buffs.
Given his items, he should be able to get this by himself without taking too much damage. Now, I think we might see a Baron attempt from blue side. Irelia is going top side, but it may just be the giant wave top lane. But otherwise, not much is happening. This is kind of been a kind of a slow game, I would say. It's only 27 minutes in, though, but 22 fights, which is actually far lower than most of the UPSL games. Good binding from Lux, lands on the Irelia, but she's just going to walk away. She's actually built a giant spell now, so she's incredibly tanky. Skarner, interestingly, attacks Baron before he even clears the wards, which means that Irelia loses about 3/4 of her health.
Yeah,
Or, sorry, 1/4 of her health.
The Baron aggro is not to be trifled with. Especially if you're
Looks like Purple side is kind of grouping around the red buff because they know that blue side might want to make a Baron attempt. But Caitlyn is actually going all the way bottom just to clear the giant minion wave at their turret. So purple side will actually have some advantage to maybe even push up a little bit and get the mid lane turret, which only has a couple hundred hits taken.
Look at this vision though. Speaking of vision, the Nocturne ult.
Nocturne ult comes down on the Thresh. Good shield, no black shield though, so he doesn't get knocked back. He does get knocked back a little bit. He goes way too deep inside and he gets killed. He exhausts on the Morgana. Lux gets a good ult off, kills the Thresh. Skarner pulls back the Lux, but she flashes. Jax flashes in, but he gets binded or stunned, or I can't tell. But now blue side is going on the aggressive. Irelia is all the way up there, but she's still really low. So if they are able, Twitch is able to get the kill on the Irelia, which is huge, but he goes down himself. So now it's all, Lux almost falls to the bomb from Ziggs. I think that was just a poorly chosen fight from purple side. They tried to make a play seeing the Caitlyn bottom, but the Nocturne went a bit too ham, and they're going to lose this turret for it. And they might also lose the inhibitor. Caitlyn is really strong right now. She's got a BF sword, an Infinity Edge, and a Phantom Dancer. It looks like she's building a Bloodthirster next. So it's now 20-8. Purple side were able to get some kills, but they're kind of struggling right now.
Yeah, at this point,
Jax?
I don't really know what they would do because it's too. If they try to wait for the Jax to get any stronger, it might end up being too late because
I agree, and he's not doing the best job split pushing. Right. He does have his teleport up, so he should be going bottom immediately and just pushing and getting a tower. Purple side really needs global gold. Blue side has gotten all the dragons, and they have 7 turrets right now. Now, blue side is going to start the Baron, even though they didn't clear it. The purple side will know this. The purple side will likely try to poke him off this, but they don't have any vision.
And their jungler isn't here.
Oh, the Lux ult misses Baron. It doesn't get it. Yeah, the jungler's not there either. So it looks like Lux may actually fall. Caitlyn does have a red buff, but blue side gets Baron, and this is going to be a huge power spike for them.
This might be the point at which they just want to call to end the game, because they have superior team fight, just superior everything. I guess they all have gold.
Yeah, it's the gold advantage that's allowing them to be superior in these team fights. Purple side actually has the better CC in my opinion. They've got a lot of AoE, and Twitch has the penetration ultimate, which allows them to just hit everyone more or less. So with the Lux low, the Morgana ult, the Nocturne darkness, the potential AoE Jax stun, they have a better team fight, but blue side is just so far ahead.
Yeah. When I said better team fight, I meant at the moment they do.
Right.
After that fight though, everyone was sitting at like over 1,000 gold. Looks like everyone just went back to buy, and just looking at these item disparities.
Looks like Ziggs ults just for the blue buff.
I don't know if that was the smartest idea. But
his ult is up in a minute, so he should have it up for the next fight. And I think blue side will just want to group and just kind of get the next tower. It looks to be the bot side turret. And, for how many kills there are in this game, the Skarner has been a part of very few of them. And then again, the Irelia's just been part of more then.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think Aurelia is really far ahead, and she does have her random completed. But Caitlyn's just getting good damage down on the turret, and they're able to get the bot inhibitor turret. It looks like they're going to get the bot inhibitor as well. Lux is doing her best to kind of peel them off, but she gets hit by
Oh,
binding. She goes down immediately. When Thresh blocks things down, and Purple side is just falling. Irelia is on the Twitch, doesn't able to get any kills at all. Oh, the Caitlyn ultimate kills the Twitch, and that's an ace for blue side, and they're going to finish this game.
a little bit of BM from the Skarner with the dance. But yeah, that was a
And
pretty dominant performance from blue side.
I agree. This is also insert team name here's second game also. So should be interesting to see where they go forward. Now, all right, let's just talk about MVPs really fast, and I think this should be pretty easy for blue side.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's clear that Irelia was MVP.
Yep.
She just dominated Jackson lane, which prevented him from snowballing, with help from Skarner, of course. But because she got so far ahead, she got her items really fast, and she was just able to dive and kill so many people by herself. 25 kills, 23, uh, 23 kill participation. Incredible. But
It's a
what
little
was
bit
this?
harder on on purple side.
I agree. Um,
The thing is, I don't really know that the purple side did too many like, and there wasn't much individual performance to talk about really because all of the lanes kind of got dominated. The jungler didn't have as much of an impact as he could have, if they were winning. So
I mean, so let's kind of go down the list and just think about like how each person did. Um, actually, oh, I just remembered. Purple side actually came into the game with a 2 kill advantage because of the level 1 invade.
that's right. I mean,
Anyways, I think my MVP vote is leaning towards the Twitch, mainly because he. Now I want to see. I don't know what skill level the Twitch is, but he was able to maintain a very close CS. No, actually, he was kind of behind in lane.
yeah, he was down like about 25 CS
Mm.
constantly. Um, the Lux, if I remember correctly, during laning phase, Lux wasn't terribly behind, at
She
least
was.
really early.
That's
And
true.
she didn't give up any. She only gave up one death the whole game, although that does tend to happen when you play a stay back and fire champ
That's
like
true. And she
Lux.
was against Ziggs, who is a very punishing mid lane.
Right.
Mm, interesting. I can't say I can give the MVP vote to Jax. I feel like
No.
his ability in the game was just lacking, and it's not his fault. It was really just the pressure from the Irelia and Skarner. The early kills on the Jax really put him behind, and that allowed Irelia to kind of farm up a bit more, get the level advantage, which allowed her to trade. In addition, the Ignite really helped in the 1v1 trades. The Morgana's actually pretty helpful. She tried to get some really good ults down, but ultimately she didn't have her Zanyas, or didn't have a Zanyas rather, so
Right.
she just went down almost immediately.
What do you think about the Athenes on Morgana?
Interesting choice.
I mean, it's useful in that it gives you some like helpful stats like CDR, MR, and mana regen, and of course ability power. But I don't know that the situation called for it really. I mean,
I would have gone with the Mikhails, given
yeah,
some of the lockdown, but
a little bit more utility would have been useful
right.
against a team that can dive and hurt your carries pretty hard.
The Lux was also not very impactful, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was able to get a lot of wave clear out with her distortion, her E. I don't know, this is really hard.
Yeah. I'd have to. I'm pretty sure. We both established that it's between the Twitch and the Lux, right? So.
Yeah, I would agree so. I
So
mean, mm,
probably the Twitch, just because he had more kill participation. Um, his farm, actually, he was. They're both down like 100 farm actually from
they
their
are down a
counterparts.
100 farm, but Twitch was able to catch up in farm in the mid game.
Yeah, that's true.
And Caitlyn was bot lane for most of the game.
Right. So I
Mm.
guess I tentatively give it to Twitch.
Yeah, I'll give it to Twitch as well.
All right.
I don't know. Just looking back at the game, I'm just wondering like what purple side could have done to kind of like come back into the game. I think some warding might have helped, but it wasn't really people getting caught. It was really just blue side kind of grouping better, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, I think the mentality though that kind of tipped the game into Blue Side's favor was just basically camping Jax, and I'm wondering what Purple Team could have done to stop that, because Jax actually did buy a lot of wards. Like he
That's true.
bought
He
a lot of
bought two
reasonable.
wards, like two real wards early on
Yeah.
to just give himself the ability to just farm in lane.
Whereas, uh, I don't know how much of an impact the Nocturne had compared to the Skarner always just killing Jax in top lane. They should have looked to trade objectives for that obvious camp, or at least trade ganks in other lanes. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah, I would actually say this is a very low impact jungler game.
just overall, you mean?
Yeah, just overall. I mean, then again, that's the very nature of the champions themselves.
Right.
FinFX did try to make a very heavy emphasis in the beginning on trying to get the Jax killed,
Hmm.
and they were able to blow some summoners, but ultimately, I don't think the junglers did too much overall.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Anyways, good game from insert team name here. Very strong showing in just their first two games. Very dominant plays, very dominant games as well.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see insert team name here versus Pandamaniacs, who are the current leaders in UPSL.
yeah, that should be a really fun game. They seem to be the two most two of the more coordinated games, or sorry, teams in
I
the
agree with
league as
that.
well. But yeah, but EFC they did well earlier today as well. So
That is true. But I mean E.F.C is missing their highest level or highest elo player, Chris Wang,
oh, that's right.
who is the Nocturne main who played Warwick earlier. So I'm not sure if missing him led to some loss of communication with the team, but hopefully EFC can play with their diamond player more often.
Yeah, I mean, playing with the diamond player is always helpful. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Well, Vivek, thank you for casting.
Yep. Thank you too, and thanks for whoever was watching the stream. And sorry about the intermittent connection issues, but hopefully it wasn't too bad. All right, see you, John.
See you.